You know what, these days it's just so difficult to fall asleep at night. Especially if you're like me. You go on YouTube, watch all these food channels and everything, right? And you end up so hungry. So I actually contemplated going supper by myself. You know, just out very near my place. There's this awesome bus. Oh me. But I decided against it because I would either drive there, ride up my bicycle there, or I could be taking the Carbon GT, or I could be on a scooter as well. So, and then it occurred to me that these days everyone's talking about e-scooter, everyone's talking about hoverboards, like in this case it's the Evolve, and there are so many different kinds of skateboards out there, and it got me thinking what my next video should be. And you know, I've been talking a lot about the Duotrons of late, and I really wanted to give my insights on what would be the preferred choice. I live in Singapore, and Singapore is a place where we actually allow, I'm sure you've seen my previous videos, you know, we actually allow e-bikes, e-scooters, you know, we allow what we call personal mobility devices, PMDs. And the government that we have here in Singapore is trying to build an infrastructure that can accommodate everyone. That would mean drivers, cars, obviously, motorcyclists, pedestrians, and PMD users like us. So with what everyone has been watching on YouTube, especially with very popular YouTubers like Casey Neistat that rides around in his boosted board. A lot of young people, especially in Singapore, they look at that and they probably think that, hey, you know, it's probably something that I could do. But let's speak in the context of Singapore. Given the infrastructure that we have, riding a skateboard like this and commuting to and fro from work, I would say is definitely not as convenient as an e-scooter. So depending on where you live in the world, the rules and regulations might be a little different. So in the case of Singapore, the pedestrian walkways, you can actually share it with e-scooters and the skateboards, but not so with e-bikes. You know, e-bikes are actually meant for the roads, and the government has put in place an Active Mobility Act that stipulates e-bikers should be on the road. But specifically between a skateboard and an e-scooter, what would I choose? I commute daily to and fro from home to work on my e-scooter. I think that makes a lot more sense for me as a commuter, simply because an e-scooter is a lot more stable. The handlebars would obviously give me a lot more stability over the whole entire commute, versus a hoverboard or a skateboard. It would just take me, you know, I have to be very careful, obviously. The pedestrian walkways aren't so forgiving for skateboards or electric skateboards in this sense. Maneuverability around pedestrians, you're definitely not as sure-footed as an e-scooter. So definitely, in my opinion, if I'm going to be commuting to and fro from home, or if I'm commuting long distances, I would definitely be choosing the e-scooter over the electric skateboard. Now, in what instances will I actually choose the electric skateboard over an e-scooter? Say, for example, if one day if I'm staying very close to an MRT or very close to a bus stop, I could just carry my board with me, and then I could just commute, maybe say like maybe about one kilometer to the MRT station. And MRT is actually our train system in Singapore, or I could just commute to the bus stop. But if there are others like me who uses these devices primarily as a mode of transport, then I would definitely recommend having an e-scooter instead, versus electric skateboard. These opinions are entirely mine. You might think differently. So if you feel differently about what I said, maybe just let me know what you think. I would also like to add that, again, using electric skateboards on the roads is an absolute no-no in Singapore. We can never use these things on the roads. So the same thing with the e-scooters. You can never use it on the road, and that's the reason why the e-scooter as a means of transport is a lot more convenient, because again, with the handlebar, you can actually manage the bumps a little bit better when you move from one pavement to the other pavement. Versus electric skateboard, sometimes you might, because the weight of this electric skateboard isn't like a regular skateboard where you can just like ollie over a hump or you just ollie onto the pavement. You need to actually have enough momentum to actually push yourself up, and even if you do, if the pavement is a little bit too high, you might just throw yourself off the skateboard. And especially if there are a lot of pedestrians on the pavement, you would then be a potential hazard. So again, in terms of safety, I feel a lot more safer if I'm actually on an e-scooter versus a skateboard in Singapore. And I know this is a little bit random. Remember in my previous video, I spoke a little bit about this set of transition lenses that I bought from Waleva. And when it arrived, it was already dark and tinted, and I couldn't even see much of a transition. When I brought it out into the sunlight, it was of course a lot darker. But under shelter, it should not even start transitioning. So I got myself these new UVEX. As you can see here, immediately when it arrived, it's extremely clear already. So if I wear it under shelter, it's actually pretty clear, and this is one of those glasses that I've been wanting to get, because then I will be able to wear this at night when I'm on my e-scooter. I think having a pair of glasses actually prevents dust and particles from flying to my eye and distracting me during my commute. I'm hopeful these would actually last or work a lot better than the new replacement photochromatic lenses or transition lenses that I got from Waleva. I'm going to test these out tomorrow. And to summarize, these are my thoughts on an e-scooter versus an electric skateboard. If you're in Singapore and if you're deciding between having an electric skateboard versus an e-scooter, and if you're using it mainly as a commute from home to work, I would definitely recommend an e-scooter over a skateboard. But if money is not a problem at all, get both for sure, because an electric skateboard is lots of fun. If you ride a longboard, if you used to be a skater like myself, you would definitely enjoy the carving abilities of an electric skateboard. The kind of fun that you have just going on straight roads, like in Singapore, if you can go on park connectors, it's a lot of fun. Riding an electric skateboard, it's very, very different. You can vlog while you skate. You could never do something like this on an e-scooter. You definitely wouldn't want to be holding anything other than the handlebar on your e-scooter. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.